Stop before those old linens reach the donation bin. Collectors pursue the right forgotten examples. Unfold every corner first and find the names hidden inside. That quilt, tucked behind the ordinary towels, may bring only a modest amount on the resale market, even if its family value is beyond measure. But a documented maker, unusual handwork, scarce design, complete set, or preserved family history can move the right textile into serious collector territory. Age alone does not decide this category. Names, construction, condition, matching pieces, and provenance do. Search for sewn labels, printed signatures, woven corner blocks, monograms, stitched dates, and unfinished reverse sides. Do it before washing or separating anything. Tonight's countdown moves toward the linens you are increasingly likely to own and the clues you can use, not merely toward the largest price. Number 1 is the broad category most likely to be folded in an ordinary American closet. Number 10. Vera Neumann table linens. These colorful tablecloths, placemats, and napkins can seem too cheerful and too modern for a serious collection. That is why people sometimes overlook them. Vera Neumann turned her original artwork into widely recognized household textiles, and many authentic examples bear her printed Vera signature. Some appropriate periods and product lines also use her familiar ladybug symbol. The name starts the research. It does not finish it. Pattern, production details, condition, and completeness still matter. A bright cloth with strong color and all its matching napkins is a different case from one with fading, stains, or half the set missing. Recent dealer listings can be ambitious, so compare verified sold examples instead of treating every advertised figure as a market result. Open the cloth all the way. Check the corners and selvages, the finished woven edges, for a signature or symbol. Count the matching pieces. Then scan the center for pale fold lines, food stains, and uneven sunlight damage. Same bright artwork, different signature, different condition, different outcome. Number 9. Vintage Marimekko bedding. A bold floral sheet may have spent decades looking like nothing more than spare sewing fabric. With Marimekko, attribution can matter. Collectors may look for documented vintage patterns, recognized colorways, original dimensions, and intact manufacturer or licensing labels. A dramatic print is not enough by itself. Later lookalikes and inspired designs are common. Begin at the sewn edge. Photograph every label before attempting to clean it, and check the selvage for printed wording that may identify the design or manufacturer. Measure the whole piece. A complete sheet or duvet cover in usable original form is not the same object as yardage cut from bedding, even when the fabric that survives is attractive. Next, examine the folds. Strong fading along one crease can reveal years of sun exposure or storage in the same position. Look for shortened hems, raw edges, and seams added for a craft project. Intact bedding holds information that cut fabric has lost: scale, dimensions, original finish, and intended use. Do not trim a damaged edge until you know whether those missing inches would take the evidence with them. Number 8. Bates candlewick bedspreads. The heavy white spread on the highest shelf may resemble every other tufted bed cover from a guest room. You had little reason to examine it. Its maker may have put the useful clue where no one sees it during ordinary use. Bates produced recognized cotton bedspreads, including documented named designs such as George Washington's Choice. An intact maker's label, an attributable pattern, full dimensions, sound fringe, and a clean surface can separate a collectible Bates example from a generic spread or later reproduction. The label matters. It does not give you permission to overlook damage. Lift every edge and search for the maker's tag. Run your eyes, not pulling fingers, over the raised tufting and compare its consistency from section to section. Then spread the textile on a clean surface and examine the center, where repeated use can cause thinning that stays invisible while the piece is folded. Check the fringe for losses, the surface for repairs, and the white cotton for yellow or pinkish discoloration. Do not reach for bleach. Harsh cleaning can weaken the fibers and erase more value than it restores. Number 7. Irish linen damask tablecloths. This cloth may look almost plain until the light catches the weave. Damask has a design woven into the fabric rather than printed on its surface. Because the threads reflect light differently, the pattern seems to appear, disappear, and reverse when the cloth moves. Large linen damask cloths associated with documented Irish makers, including Thomas Ferguson, deserve close inspection. The stronger case combines verified attribution, fine material, banquet-sized dimensions, an unusual woven design, excellent condition, and matching napkins. A maker's label helps, but the fiber, construction, and condition still need confirmation. Monograms may reduce broad decorative appeal, yet a documented family or institutional connection can make them part of the textile's history. Hold one section toward a window without stretching it. A true woven design should show through the structure, not sit on top like ink. Examine the label, hems, monogram, and every matching napkin. Keep the set together. One enormous cloth with 12 matching napkins tells a fuller story than 13 unidentified pieces scattered among separate boxes. 4 items in, the method is clear. Labels identify. Construction distinguishes. Completeness protects. Condition controls what survives. Before washing an unfamiliar textile, document it dry and exactly as it is. Before pressing it, cutting it, bleaching it, or splitting up the set, photograph every label, corner, reverse, and inscription. Old fibers can react badly even to treatments that feel gentle. Number 6 begins with formal white embroidery whose name may matter more than its elegant appearance. Number 6. Marghab Madeira embroidered linens. Marghab is a name worth noticing on fine Madeira embroidered table linens, guest towels, placemats, and cocktail napkins. These pieces can be remarkably delicate, with dense embroidery, cutwork, and carefully finished motifs. But beautiful white embroidery is not automatically Marghab. Appearance alone cannot authenticate it. First, look for an original label, box, wrapper, or credible family record. Then inspect the reverse. Careful hand finishing should make sense across the whole design, not just on the display side. Compare every napkin or mat for matching motifs, dimensions, thread color, and edge treatment. Complete unused sets with desirable designs generally make a stronger collector case than isolated pieces with stains or broken threads. Protect the packaging too. Do not discard a worn box simply because the linen looks better without it. That box may preserve the product name, retailer, size, or other clues to attribution. At the same time, treat high dealer prices as asking figures until a documented buyer result supports them. The name, motif, format, and completeness must all match the comparison. Elegant is common. Properly identified and intact is much narrower. Number 5. Signed and dated jacquard coverlets. Some 19th century American coverlets carry their evidence right inside the weave. Jacquard simply refers to complex patterning controlled during weaving. On figured and fancy coverlets, a corner block may contain the weaver's name, a town, a date, or the name of the person for whom the coverlet was made. Unfold all 4 corners. All 4. A visible inscription can begin a genuine attribution through museum collections and specialist weaver databases. Legibility, known maker, regional design, date, strong color, full dimensions, provenance, and overall condition can create substantial interest. Even a partly readable name is worth photographing. One letter may separate 2 possible makers or places. Photograph every woven word straight on, then again in angled light. Check the center seam where the woven panels were joined, and inspect the fringe without tugging it. Look for holes, color loss, shortened edges, and sections removed for pillows or framed decoration. Imagine cutting away a ragged corner to make the coverlet look neater, then discovering that the corner held its maker, place, and date. That loss was preventable. The awkward edge may be the most informative part of the whole textile. Number 4. Hudson's Bay Point Blankets. The striped wool blanket is instantly recognizable in many homes, but one repeated myth needs correcting. Those short, dark lines woven near an edge are point marks. They indicate the blanket's size, not its age, grade, or rarity. A Hudson's Bay Company blanket must be judged by more than those lines. Label style, documented production period, dimensions, colorway, bindings, wool condition, and alterations all matter. An unusual or early example in excellent condition can attract strong interest, but an exceptional asking price does not prove comparable blankets sold for that amount. Use dated, verified sales matching the age, size, color, and condition. Photograph the label and the point marks separately. Measure the blanket instead of guessing from the number of points. Check the edges for replaced bindings and the surface for moth holes, repairs, felting, or shrinkage from washing. A blanket that is turned dense and stiff may have lost its original dimensions and texture. Do not remove a damaged label or improve the binding before identification. Same stripes, same dark marks. The label chronology and surviving condition decide the stronger case. Number 3. Handmade lace tablecloths and runners. Large lace tablecloths, runners, and bed linens can represent extraordinary labor. They can also be very convincing machine-made decoration. The useful question is not whether the lace looks irregular. The question is how the threads form the design. Needle lace is built with a needle and thread. Bobbin lace is made by crossing and twisting threads carried on small bobbins. Both can appear as complete cloths or as handmade inserts joined to linen. Regional attribution, scale, technique, intact design, and provenance can matter greatly. Yet many attractive machine-made pieces remain modestly valued, and a single loose thread does not prove handwork. Place a section over a dark, clean background and use gentle magnification. Follow the paths of the threads. Study the joins between motifs, changes in tension, repaired areas, and the regularity of the outer edges. Backlighting can make the construction easier to read, but do not hang a heavy cloth from fragile lace just to perform the test. Compare two similar flowers. Machine repetition may be extremely uniform, while handwork can reveal small structural decisions. Still, irregularity alone is a reason to investigate, not a verdict. For a firm attribution, the technique, material, history, and entire textile must agree. Photograph it first. Let a textile specialist study the construction before anyone cuts out a good section and throws away the rest. Number 2. Antique Hawaiian appliqué quilts. Few quilts command attention like a traditional Hawaiian appliqué quilt. Bold, symmetrical designs are commonly cut from folded cloth, opened into a large pattern, appliqued to the ground, and surrounded by closely worked rows of echo quilting that follow the design's contours. Recognition is only the first step. A Hawaiian-style motif does not establish Hawaiian origin, age, or maker. Credible attribution depends on construction, fabrics, stitching, pattern history, condition, and especially documented family or community provenance. Carefully attributed examples can enter an entirely different collector and institutional category from modern decorative quilts inspired by the form. Lay the quilt on a clean, supported surface and photograph the full design, the reverse, the binding, and close views of the stitching. Preserve every note, name, photograph, letter, and oral history detail connected with it. Do not detach a pinned label because it looks recent. It may record information copied from an older family source. And do not wash the quilt while its materials and dyes remain unidentified. This textile deserves cultural care along with market care. Its design is not merely decoration waiting for a price. If its history points toward Hawaiian origin, seek qualified quilt or museum guidance that can evaluate that context respectfully. Provenance is not decoration for the story. It helps establish what the object actually is. Number 1. Handmade American patchwork and appliqué quilts. This is number 1 because it is the category most likely to be folded in an ordinary American linen closet, and because it teaches the most useful inspection system. It is not a claim that every old quilt has financial value. Most family quilts bring modest market prices compared with the work, memory, and emotional meaning stitched into them. Some are worn, common in pattern, or difficult to attribute. That does not make them failures. They may still be irreplaceable records of a household. The rare tail is much narrower. Documented Amish quilts, Baltimore album quilts, signature and presentation quilts, pictorial quilts, and other historically significant forms can command serious collector attention. Firmly attributed exceptional quilts have produced 5-figure auction results, but that is the high end, not the expected result for an unidentified patchwork quilt. Significant value requires several facts to come together: a documented maker or community, important pattern, appropriate early fabrics and construction, strong design, rarity, condition, and provenance that has not been broken. Begin with photographs. Capture the entire front and back, followed by the binding, quilting stitches, appliqué edges, inscriptions, signatures, stains, repairs, and fabric losses. If a name or date is stitched, written, pinned, or sewn onto the quilt, document it exactly where it rests. Do not remove it for a cleaner photograph. Study the back as closely as the front. The reverse can reveal quilting patterns, thread changes, old repairs, batting, and construction details hidden beneath colorful patchwork. Examine the binding for replacement fabric, but do not assume every repair destroys importance. An old, documented repair can be part of the quilt's life. A new replacement made without research can erase evidence. Keep the written family history with the quilt. A note naming the maker, community, occasion, or recipient can matter more than a vague claim that the piece is very old. Copy fragile notes for safety, but preserve the originals. Do not bleach yellowed fabric, machine wash the quilt, cut away damaged blocks, replace the binding, or separate signed sections for framing. Maker, construction, condition, provenance. Those 4 checks explain why one quilt remains a beloved family textile, another deserves specialist research, and a very small number enters serious collector territory. The mark starts the inquiry. The complete object and its history make the case. Those same 4 checks apply to every folded textile we opened. First, find the name. A label, printed signature, woven corner, monogram, or stitched date. Second, study how it was made, printed, woven, appliqued, embroidered, tufted, or worked in lace. Third, record its condition and completeness, matching napkins, original bindings, intact dimensions, stains, repairs, fading, and missing pieces. Fourth, preserve provenance, the names, places, photographs, boxes, and notes connecting the cloth to its history. Handle a promising piece slowly. Support its weight. Photograph it in clear, indirect light. Keep sets and packaging together and compare the piece with documented museum examples and verified sold results before setting expectations. When the evidence begins to align, seek an appropriate textile specialist or auction professional. This is first-pass identification, not a formal appraisal. Before you donate the stack, before you wash away a stain, before you cut a damaged corner, before you bundle 12 pieces as ordinary linens, document them. Common examples deserve honest expectations. Exceptional ones deserve evidence. And every family piece deserves the chance to keep its history attached. If this helped you see your linen closet differently, a like can carry the episode to another household about to clear a shelf. Subscribe to The Heirloom Check with David Levin for the next familiar category. And tell me in the comments, what is the oldest textile in your home? And whose home or table do you remember it coming from? Open the oldest folded piece now and photograph every name, label, and stitched date before you do anything else.